On the other hand, when BJP used the money during COVID, it was an unheralded crisis the country went through. So at that point in time, even the National Disaster Management Authority permits you to use them in terms of natural calamities and disasters. Can you not term COVID as a natural calamity at that point in time when millions of people suffered from it? But whereas for Congress guarantee scheme, you cannot say
okay,
it's a natural calamity or disaster.
Prashant, you just mentioned yourself that the guarantees they're bleeding the state. You're saying that they increase fuel prices because of that. How is it that in Madhya Pradesh you have now nearly 50,000 crores almost that you're going to be spending on a particular scheme? Here in Karnataka it's about 58,000 for 4 schemes, because there's a huge population difference as well when you're talking about these schemes that is being given to a particular, even if it is particular class of citizens, of course, that are getting it. And then you said fuel prices. The fuel price is 107 for a litre of petrol in Madhya Pradesh. In Karnataka, I believe it's around 103, 104. So still there is a stark comparison there that you can draw.
No, Deepak, you can compare state by state and say how many states reduced prices in 2021. When Bommai was the CM here, the prices were reduced by about 13 rupees for petrol and 10 rupees for diesel. No
only
Congress
during the
state ever even reduced it at that point in time. 2021
election year people reduce, so after elections people increase. This is something that we see time and again.
Even when the crude price fell down, only BJP ruled states reduced the prices.
Chief Minister,
the Congress ruled states did not reduce.
Siddaramaiah, went on record and said that, it was because of elections that they couldn't increase, because there were Lok Sabha elections. Before that, of course, the BJP had to take this decision. But anyway, before I go to Satapish, we also have, of course, our 2 other panelists who've been eager to come in on the debate. Dilip Cherian, Sandeep Anirudhan also with us. Dilip Cherian, how do you really look at this? Because, as far as politicians are concerned, we are really looking at a lot of hypocrisy. The BJP has been vehemently opposing guarantees, but at one point in time realized that it's probably benefiting the Congress and then went towards it. And now we are looking at them following similar practices. As far as this issue of, diversion of funds or reallocation as the Congress wants to term it, this is a corpus that is meant for the development of the SC/ST community. They're saying, well, there are beneficiaries even from the guarantees and we are just putting in this chunk into this. Is that fair?
Essentially, the argument seems to be here that your freebie is a freebie and my freebie is an empowerment. Essentially, that's the game that people are playing. And all this talk of budget reallocation and whatever fancy word you do to paper over it, essentially it is a matter of increasing the support for the undertrodden. But I think in Karnataka at this point of time, there is something else that is at play. In fact, what is possibly happening is that the internecine battle within the Congress is also partially the reason why the DSS has got so active on this. My sense is that having seen this play out in multiple states over multiple regimes, let me say that when you have trouble within your own government, it is usually a sign of conflict within that government. Now, as far as the SC/STs are concerned, I think that any scheme that benefits them must continue and should be seen as empowering. Moving money from any other scheme and adding it to schemes which empower the poor is also highly productive from a societal point of view. It is, unless you unleash these forces, you will not be able to get out of the bind of low growth, which we are now currently facing. And the last question is that, do these schemes actually provide anything other than just consumption? So while I have a problem with, free LPG cylinders, I don't have a problem if it goes for education or for anything which enables the SC/ST to be empowered for the future. I think that needs to be the litmus test on which these expenditures are tested, tried, and analyzed in the public domain.